to it and talk about the scenarios of what potentially could happen here, guys. So once again, James from Bolt Bros, let's go. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about this. I understand a lot of people are basically saying, hey, look, playoffs, playoffs, playoffs. But hey, look, we're only really one game back on this situation to be right in the thick of things. 6-4 is kind of where they're at right now. We're sitting in the ninth place right now. We really just have to get to the seventh seed. There is a cluster of 6-4 based teams right now and 7-3 teams. So once again, we're not that far off. Now, I understand it seems kind of bleak and everything, guys. I get it 100%. And I'm sure I'm going to get chastised about what I'm saying here. And I'm sure people are going to jump on us thinking, hey, the season's over. Cool. I get it. We still have 7 games to play. Anything happens. Crazy things happen. Think about last year. 9-8. We ended up 9-8. Raiders win it 10-6. Just talk about it, guys. Things can happen. It is crazy. And when I really look at the scenarios here, I'm kind of feeling a little bit more optimistic about it, in my opinion, guys. So let's just talk a little bit about this. By the way, first off, I'm going to give a shout out to our Coachella Valley Bolt gang, guys. Thanks so much for the t-shirt, guys, man. Much appreciated, guys. Check them out. They got a sick little bolt on the side there, too. Appreciate it, guys. Shout out to Coachella Valley Bolt gang. Dude, love you guys, man. Appreciate it, dude. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about this first off. We all know kind of where we're sitting right now as a team. I mean, we have 7 games left, 5-5. That Chiefs game was tough. Going back to what some things Brandon Staley talked a little bit about the game is that we went through 2 very difficult games. We went through 2 teams that are poised to go to the Super Bowl and have a good solid run. And they are, well-coached teams. They are veteran-based teams. They are teams that look the part to be able to go far into the playoffs. I get it. For us, things are kind of a little tough for us. We are starting to look at obviously a lot of injuries here, guys, but keep the faith. Keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith. There is a lot to appreciate about what's really happening with this team. And to be honest, we played those guys, by the way. So Niners are good. Chiefs are good. Get it. Let's move on. Let's look ahead. Looking ahead right now, obviously, you got the Cardinals away this week in Arizona, which I will be there. The Bolt Bros will be there. Can't wait. Looking forward to the game, guys. We actually do statistically better on the road. As we have seen, we have, 2-3 at home, and we end up doing really well where we end up going, beating the Texans, beating the Browns, beating the Falcons. We got 3 wins on the road right now. I guess it's not as bad as I thought, or at least good as I thought. But either way, we're not that bad on the road. And for some reason, we're 2-3 at home. We're 3-2 on the road. So, it's not too bad. Am I doing that math right? Maybe we're 3-3 on the road. Either way, guys. So we got Cardinals, then the Raiders, FTR, my friend, guys. Family, trust, respect. Then we got the Dolphins at home, Titans at home. Brutal schedule there. But I kind of look at it as like, as the season starts to get to the end, there's a good chance that we could really do well against the Colts, the Rams, and the Broncos. So if I really look at this schedule right here, this Cardinals game this weekend's major for us. Big, 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 big game. I cannot emphasize that. This is a massive, massive game for the Chargers. Because once again, we do really have like Cardinals, Raiders, Colts, Rams, Broncos, where we could probably go about 4-3 in the last 7, give or take. We could get wins over Cardinals, Raiders, Colts, Rams, and Broncos. That'll be 5 wins for us. We could really go 5-2 and end at 10-6 with this. Maybe I'm the optimist here, guys, but I know what those teams are doing right now, and I know where they're kind of standing as a team, and they're kind of a little bit of a mess outside of Cardinals, even to say if Kyler Murray doesn't play this weekend. That's a big, big thing for us. And remember, guys, we have to remember we are going to get healthy here soon too. So we're going to get Bosa back. We'll get Parham back. Sounds like Joshua Kelly's going to be back this weekend. He'll be back practicing. Let's see what happens with Mike Williams and see if he didn't really aggravate his ankle as much. But I mean, this team could be totally different here. Our offensive line in general, it's starting to kind of little teeter a little bit here and there, but I think the thing is, we're not that bad of a team, in my opinion. Our defensive line needs to gel more, and I think that they started to show really well. But once we get Bosa back, I think that's going to really stabilize our line even further. I think our backfield is pretty good and everything. We just need to find a way to get some turnovers. Once again, I'm being the optimist here, and I'm really looking at this, and I think very, very much like if we look at it right now, we have a good chance to go 5-3. This Cardinals game this weekend is massive for us. It really will put us in the thick of things once again. So going back on that, guys, we have a good chance to go here at 5-3, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now I'm going to look at all the other teams that we got going on in here. So let's start actually with the Bengals here as one of the teams that is in the thick of it. So let me screen share that real quick, and we'll chat a little bit about that. So let's go to the Bengals. So let's see what the Bengals got going on now. So once again, Bengals are currently at right now. They are at 6-4. So rough schedule ahead for them. Rough schedule ahead for them. Titans, Chiefs, Browns, Bucks, Patriots, Bills, Ravens. I mean, where are they going to win? Where are they going to win? They got Jamar Chase that's been injured, seeing how he's not doing so well. You got Joe Mixon, who's been kind of in and out of games too. Had an injury last game. Obviously, I know P. Ryan came in, played really, really well for him, but things are starting to become an issue with them with injuries and such too. So things could get a little dicey with these guys. Now, a lot of these games, like this Patriots-Bengals game, will be a massive game for this situation. Bills-Bengals, I think that one is kind of a wash. But this Bengals-Patriots game for playoffs and this Chiefs-Bengals game, I think are going to be huge. I think the Titans will win the division. I think the Bills will eventually win their division too in the AFC East, and then obviously the Ravens too. But these two games right now, if they could find ways to win that or lose that, I mean, if they could win against the Chiefs, that helps us a lot. But at the same side, this is going to be a big game right here too. So the way I view the Bengals, and I look at their schedule, I mean, they could honestly go 2-5 and then 8-9 or 9-8 potentially ish in that area, with basically maybe a win of the Browns. Patriots are kind of the two games where I feel like it could happen, with the possibility of the Ravens. So once again, that could really push them out of the whole playoff race. And so that could be one of those teams that really could get out of this whole situation. And once again, this is always contingent on us doing really well. Once again, we need to be able to go 5-2 really to have a good shot at this. So now let me switch over to the JETS, Jets. Let's talk about that one. Let me get that one back over here, and I will pull up the Jets for you. And, it's an interesting thing about the Jets. I mean, Jets, I said coming into the season, the AFC East is going to be a very, very strong division. And once again, they are. They are the strongest division right now. Everybody's over 500. Everybody's looking good. But once again, things are going to get real dicey with the AFC East in the second half of this season and these next 7 games, give or take. So once again, Jets play the Bears this Sunday. That's going to be, I think, a pretty much a win for them. Then they got the Vikings, then the Bills, then the Lions, which are a little bit of a strong team. That, dude, don't knock on the Lions. They find ways to win this week or this year. Jaguars, that's probably not going to work. But then Seahawks and then Dolphins to end the season. I mean, the Seahawks are doing their thing, and they're doing really well. Geno Smith is doing really, really well. So I kind of look at this as there's a good chance that they could go 3-4 and end at 9-8. Maybe with 4 losses from Vikings, Dolphins, Bills, and Seahawks. So it could get really bad. The things over there, it's going on with Zach Wilson. So it's getting kind of tough over there for them. They don't know where they're going to go. Are they going to go back to Joe Flacco? Who knows? We'll see what happens with them. But I think there's a thing that they have to to look at because they're starting to kind of teeter as a team to where they could just end up going the dumps. I mean, they're in fourth place right now at 6-4, I believe. So it's a very, very tough division, and they are going to be beating it themselves up quite a bit the next 7 games. So let me show you a little bit more about the Patriots now. I mean, we're sticking in the AFC East here, guys, because the AFC East, to be honest, man, is just a tough, tough division right now. A lot of good teams right now, and they're doing, they're playing good football all around. So now with the Patriots, this is an interesting one for them. Vikings on Thursday night for Thanksgiving. Bills, Patriots in Foxborough. Cardinals here in AZ. Raiders, Bengals. See that tough matchup right there. Christmas Eve could be a Christmas Eve gift for us, guys. Then they play the Dolphins in Foxborough, which is different because they generally play the Dolphins in late in the season in Florida, and they always end up losing for some reason. And then the Bills to end the season. Massive. I mean, the thing is, though, you hope that the Bills aren't really fully in it at that point because you don't want them to sit their players or anything like that. But that's a big, big game for us. So if I look at that, Patriots are basically currently at 6-4. They could go 10-6 with wins over Cardinals, Raiders, Dolphins. And then there's kind of that one game that they have to find a way to get a victory. So let's say it's the Vikings on Thursday night. Maybe it's that one. I don't know. The Vikings did get smoked by the Cowboys this weekend. So who knows? Maybe that's where it's going to be to go 10-6. So I look at that as the high. And once again, the Patriots, never count them out. They'll find a way to get there. So that's where I feel where the Patriots go with 10-6. And then there's a Bengals could go 8-9, 9-8. Jets could go 9-8. So that's, once again, that's 2 teams that are essentially out of the 10-win mark, which is where I think that it needs to go to. So now with the Bills, let's see where we're at with the Bills. The Bills are obviously a good, solid team. Once again, we have 3 wild card slots here. We got a 4, 5, and 5, 6, and a 7 slot here too. So we just have to think in that perspective. We're not thinking division. We're just thinking, let's see if we could find a way to be able to get into the playoffs somewhere or another here. So let me go back to the Bills here. The Bills are coming up here, guys. Let me pull it back up here for you. So the Bills here, it's interesting with Bills. With Josh Allen, kind of has got an elbow issue. We'll see kind of what it pans out with them. I mean, they have a very good defense. They have a good team, but they're starting to kind of fade off a little bit here too. So if they do stabilize, which I assume they will find a way to be able to get this thing going again. So once again, with the Bills, we got obviously the Lions, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bears, Bengals, and Patriots once again. So where do you think that could get them at? I mean, currently right now they're at 7-3. I think they could go 13-4, in my opinion. Now, I'm just saying that because I think that they're going to be a very good team. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to get wins over the Lions, 2 wins over the Patriots, Jets, Bengals, and Bears. So I think that's where they're going to end up, 13-4. So that will basically, if I'm doing my math right, that's 3 wins, 4, 5, 6 more wins for them to go 13-4. I feel very confident they're going to still find a way to win the AFC East. Now that is, once again, talking about it, you got basically the Jets. You got 2 wins over the Patriots. That helps push down these rankings for all of these teams in the AFC East because it seems like at this moment they're going to take advantage of all of the wild card playoff positions. So let's see if that happens. This is all me thinking, hey, how is this going to break down for the Chargers? How are we going to find our way to the playoffs? And I think there is a path to this whole thing. Now, I'm being optimistic on this, guys, but I think at the same side, there is a path, and the path does clear up a little bit for the Chargers. So let's talk a little bit about the Dolphins now and see kind of where their schedule is sitting at now. So here we go. Here's the Dolphins for you. So the Dolphins currently are at first place, 7-3 in the division. They have Texans this Sunday, Niners on the 4th, Chargers, December 11th. That's a massive game for us. If we could find a way to sneak out a win there, that would be massive for us. But then they play the Bills. So once again, beating up the AFC East. Packers, which that'll probably be a win. But then they end with 2 games in the AFC East with the Patriots and the Jets. So things are going to change a bit here for us, and especially in that AFC East. We honestly really have to look at eyes on the AFC East and the Bengals this entire time. So I think with the Dolphins, I think the Dolphins will end up being roughly about 10-7 with wins over the Texans, Chargers, and Packers. So I feel like it could be that kind of situation for them. It gets tough for the Dolphins. Dolphins are looking good. And even to say if the Dolphins end up going, say, 12-5, that still puts them in a playoff position. And once again, I'm not looking to say we need to get to the 5th seed or something like that. We just need to find a way to get into the playoffs somewhere or another. So I think that there's a good chance that we could find even the Patriots in the playoffs, Dolphins, and then potentially the Chargers to be able to find their way into the 7th seed. So that's where my mind's at on this whole thing, guys. It all really, once again, starts with the game this weekend against the Cardinals. We have got to show up for this game this weekend against the Cardinals. It is massive for us. We need to find momentum to be able to take over a playoff position. And once again, AFC East is going to beat themselves up in the next 7 weeks. We just have to find a way to stay in it. There isn't even a chance that maybe a 9-8 team could even find its way in. It's just this season is still playing itself out. There is plenty of time to be able to figure out a way to be able to make this season work for the Chargers. Once again, we are getting healthier. We are starting to get our guys back. It seems like Justin Herbert's able to throw these 50-yard bombs. It seems like we're starting to be able to find ways to be able to make plays. And once again, maybe I'm being a little bit of an optimist here, guys, but I think that we do have a good chance of finding a way in the playoffs. So it starts this weekend against the Cardinals. Massive, massive game for us. So once again, Thursday night game for the Patriots is also one that we need to watch too, because that kind of helps this whole situation out for us too. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about this. Let's tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this. I want to hear from you guys. Am I crazy to talk about playoffs? Or do you think we legitimately have a chance after we really, really looked at things and dissect things and all the teams that are in it right now? So once again, guys, I want to hear from you. Appreciate you guys. Love, support, click, share, all of it, guys. And once again, shout out to our guys, dude. Our Coachella Valley Bolt gang, guys. Appreciate it, guys, once again. And also, it was awesome being in Thunder Alley against the Chiefs this weekend. So once again, guys, love seeing everybody out there. We saw Charger Chat. We saw all the groups out there. We saw Brisket Broads. We saw Jen. We saw everybody there. It was a killer time. So once again, if you guys go to SoFi to a game, go to Thunder Alley. Pink Lot must go. So once again, guys, James from Bolt Bros. Appreciate talking to you guys. Let me know what you guys think about this whole playoff scenario. And once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.